Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Good morning, everybody. Cowboy here. It is Tuesday, June 9th, 8:31 a.m. EST, and we already have SGCS4 in watching us. Good morning, sir or miss or ma'am or whatever you might be. Good to have you. Thanks for watching. So yeah, taking a look at right now the NASDAQ. So we'll start there. And yeah, when I drew this last night, when I did the Monday morning, I should say Monday afternoon weekly update, the weekly forecast, it seemed to me price was going to like bounce, reject, not be able to go above this 29,751 level right there where that blue line is. That's what it looked like. And we're going to find out today. So if price makes it above there, if that happens, then this would be a good chance of sort of a V-shaped recovery, which we do often see with the NASDAQ on strong pullbacks, right? So let's just take a look at some in the past. Here's a decent pullback here that happened on, let me see when this was. It started on the 11th of May, and it really pulled back on the 12th. Big, huge candle on the 12th, right? And that's a big move in the NASDAQ. No joke. And the NASDAQ has these quick V-shaped recoveries where it just pretty much goes straight up. Here, of course, it bounced around for a few hours, but this is on the 3-hour chart, and it really just went up after a pullback that happened starting on the 14th of May, and it just went straight up. So, NASDAQ is known to do that. Now, these are not the same kind of pullbacks that we saw yesterday, but they're still pretty strong. Here's one that happened on Monday the 27th. And it did pretty much just go up. We didn't really get any lower lows on that. So far, what I did predict yesterday was that we would maybe revisit the low that we saw on Friday, but I don't know that we're going to go below it. We'll see about it. But right now, it's actually at a key point. Is it going to break above yesterday's, or it's really yesterday's high or not? And we're going to find out today. So if it can't, then we're going to go and grind sideways like I talked about on the Monday video. It will have some possible trades. As of now, I don't think I'm going to go short here, not until I see what I need to see to go short. If I had to guess at this very moment based on what has happened overnight, I would say chances are it's actually going to break up here, okay? So if I had to amend everything from yesterday, I would go ahead and say that it does look right now like it will break upwards, but it might not. It might reject. But I'm just looking at the data, and I'm going with what it says. Yes, SG, we will revisit that stock for you. So as of this moment, I would consider a long trade. Now, I would do it on maybe a lower time frame than this, or it's a little bit risky right now to try to go all the way to the top here, right? And I would wait for price to break above that level, that 29,750, 760 level that we talked about earlier, this blue line right there. And the reason I look at that is because there's structure back here, all right? But the way I would play this would be a breakout, a possible pullback, and then I would go long. And I don't know that I'd go all the way to the top. I might choose this bit of structure right here, this guy, right there, okay? That might be where I consider taking profit. Or even I might manage the trade once we get to this level right here. That might be where I either move a stop to entry or make some changes, right? So a lot of ways to do this, but a good pullback entry long to this point, that might be the way to go, okay? So we'll see about it. We'll see how it goes. And, as price heads up here, and, this stop loss that I drew is based on this imaginary structure. Like, we don't know that it's going to look exactly like this, but this is kind of the basic plan, right? And if price can break this level, then I probably would just move the stop to entry and manage that trade. If it looks like it's going to flip back down, let's just take the profit off. And I have algos that tell me, I have rules for doing such things, right? So that's the plan for NASDAQ right now. That's what I think is going to happen. We're going to jump over to the request from SGCS4NN. That's a tech stock called PCOR, I think, right? PCOR. Yeah, so it didn't even make it up there to reject it. And naturally, being a tech stock with what happened on Friday, this is a very clear rejection. So now what does the, I remember the higher time frame on this being pretty bearish, wanting to head down, definitely filled the gap. So, that gap got filled, which is no longer a concern for us. This gap up here never did get filled. This one did get filled here. So the two gaps that were near got filled. You still have this higher gap. So if the NASDAQ goes up and takes this with it, then you might see a fill up there. But for the moment, what would I do with this? Well, NASDAQ is currently turning around. This is still a bearish stock for me, though. So what I would do for this, nothing on this chart looks good, like from a bullish standpoint. I don't see anything about this stock that makes me want to hold it long term or anything. Okay, so just letting you know straight out, this is a bearish stock to me. Now, short term, you might get some bearish moves, right? So you might see something happen, but everything I see on all the time frames available on this chart right now do not look bullish. You'd be perfectly straightforward with you. Okay, I got to look at the algos. Now, again, this is a company, maybe there's going to be a merger, maybe there's something I don't know about this company that might give it bullishness in the future. But as it stands right now, the algos are not bullish for this. If I were to try to go long on this, I would wait for this to hit the bottom of this little mini range, which also has some good spots on it. Yeah, there's a lot of red, my friend. This stock, just from an algorithmic standpoint, does not look like anything I'd be interested in buying and holding as an investment. Again, there might be a some kind of news, nothing on the radar. Yeah, so I'm not interested in this stock. If I were going to try to play it technically, I'd look for a technical bounce at either of these lines down here. So if I were to try to do a short-term trade on it and just play it technically, I would require my algorithms to show me very clearly that something was going to happen, and I would wait for price to come down to this level down here. And I'd buy it at 45 if I were to buy it at all, and I probably wouldn't touch it at all. I would be like maybe playing it like it were a penny stock or something and buying some, shares down here at about like 45. And then I would look for a small bounce upwards and just hack it off. But that's where it is for me right now. Let me just do a quick. Yeah, I don't see anything good. Sorry, my man, or my friend. I don't know if you're male or female, but it just looks like it's going to grind down to me. Like you might get these little bounces, but it just looks like it's just going to grind down. Maybe you get a bounce here and then down, right? So look, you could get like a 10% move or something. It's possible, but that's what I see. And outside of some kind of news or miracle, then that's just what I see. So. But feel free to come on back. There's a million stocks out there, like literally thousands of them. There's also the NASDAQ, forex, things like that. So I'll be happy to outline that. And by the way, just so you know, if you're watching this show, SGCS4NN asking for these stocks, that's not one of our clients. That's just somebody on YouTube that wanted to see a stock. Like we're happy to do that for you. That's what this YouTube show is all about, is showing you the way that we analyze things, right? So if you are interested, if you have a stock, or even if it's like a forex pair, or you want to see where the bonds are going to go, whatever, if it has candlesticks and it's not a stupid crypto meme coin, I do crypto all day. Like, the larger cryptos, I'm happy to chart. I just don't chart your, whatever meme coin, your Harry Potter, Obama, something that got released yesterday. I don't do those. But if it's a relatively established crypto, I'm happy to chart it for you. I made a lot of money in crypto in the past, and we'll do that for you. Okay, so this is what we do here at Algo Factory. We predict where price is going to go, when it's going to get there, and as the data comes in and things develop, we're able to develop a thesis as to how that's going to go and extract money from these markets in doing so, right? It's just literally what we do. We teach people how to do that. And a lot of people are interested in the agentic trading bot, right? They want to have a computer trade for them while they're not sitting at the computer, which is great. It's kind of the dream, right? I get it. So what's to be understood about that is you got to develop the engine for that. That agentic trading bot needs to know what to do, right? This is your AI agentic trading. It's got to have the proper prompt. And when you're talking about trading, the prompt is an algorithm. We help you build that at Algo Factory. If you want to see sort of a preview to that, there is a free algo in the description. Just open up the description box, go in there, take a look, watch the video. It's very quick. It's like, I don't know, 15 minutes long. I build an algo, turn it into code using Grok, show you the tools the traders use to connect it to their exchange. And once you've optimized your trading algo, then you're off to the races. And we teach you how to do that. The gorilla is here just in time to go ahead and see us off to the private live lab. But before we go private live lab, V, how are you, sir?
Enjoying my Death Wish coffee. Death Wish coffee. Are you lacking caffeine? Then you need to you need to have a Death Wish when it comes to your energy. Okay?
We're not sponsored by Death
We're not sponsored by Death Wish, even though I wish I was.
Yeah, I mean, we make some money. We are sponsored by Liquid Death. Just kidding, we're not. But we don't have any sponsors. Yeah, dude, just going through things, looking at the madness that is the markets, my friend, the madness off which we make profits. And I just got done. We have a SG CS4NN is actually not one of our clients, but he's on the show here. And he's been really interested in what's going to happen with Procore Technologies. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be a winner based on the charts alone. But you never know. It's a stock, so they might have like a merger or something. You never know what's going to happen. But SG, we love. Oh, look at silver. Yeah, we can look at silver. That we got the guy. We got our silver expert here with us via the gorilla. I don't know anybody with some rare. Actually, I got family who's pretty big in metals, and I think even with compared to my family, I don't know anybody who knows more about silver than V the gorilla. At the moment, I did this last night. Right, this is yesterday's market forecast that I do on Mondays. Which, by the way, if you go get the free algo video, I will email you that market update and along with a newsletter, by the way. So go in the description, watch the free algo, and you'll get on the email list for the Monday newsletter market update. And this is what I thought would happen. Silver short-term looks bearish. I see 60 as kind of a hard bottom. 65 is a local bottom. But via the gorilla, what do you think? Is there anything going on that you might be able to share with us with regard to silver and or gold?
Well, I'll tell you this. Just finishing up.
And by the way, we're in public here. This is we're giving this away to the public. We're being very generous right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you this from just completing a major gold trade. Premiums are still up, man. Premiums are still up. The supply is still tight. So whatever they're doing in the papers futures market is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Now, one of the things I've said was, where the price is going to be, going into 2026. And we're there. I predicted this in 2025. We are right now in the summer seasons. I expect the market to kind of be like this, maybe drop a little bit more, then come back up and just bounce around, kind of range lock itself from here until the end of the summer, going into the fall. I think if the situation in the middle in the Persian Gulf gets fixed, that will determine how fast things will start running up again. Because you have to understand the fundamental paradigm altering events that have occurred overseas are irreparable. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle because the world sees how disastrous and dangerous the US dollar is. Why hold it? Why settle with it? Why trade with it? Right? It's not a stable currency in the sense that the politics that is attached to it makes it a very volatile and dangerous currency to hold and to trade with. The world's waking up to gold. and utilizing gold as an undergirding trade settlement. That is where things are going. And I think if they wrap up the Middle East situation, in the next few weeks, I see the metals market kind of range locked right now with a possible upturn in the fall. Now, if they don't fix this in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we could see a major escalation in the price of gold and silver sometime this August. Those are my predictions. Where are we looking at? Probably back to the 84 to 95 range for silver. Gold, we're looking at 45 to 4,800, breaching possibly 5,000. So,
and when you think that's going to happen in like Q4 or September, right before Q4?
Yeah. If based upon how events are going, because there's a lot of buying going on tremendously, and it's done, behind the scenes. It's not reflected within the futures market. The futures market it takes a while for it to catch up because because of the buying, there's a lot of supply constraints, and that supply constraint is not quelling. It's not slowing down one bit. It's still a lot. So the world's got the memo, man. The world has gotten the memo, and I think from here on out, it's going to be very, very keen to watch the metals market and see how global events will start affecting this, because we're not on a time frame anymore. We are right now purely on an event-driven basis when it comes to the metals market, and when it comes a lot of times to the energy markets. In 3 to 4 weeks, if things are rectified, we will be purely on an event-driven paradigm, a complete event-driven paradigm. That's what I'll say, Cowboy.
There you have it, everybody. And this is a guy who I don't want to tell the size of the deals that you do. Just that's kind of private.
Several $100 worth.
Yeah.
Of nickels and numismatics.
Numismatics.
I hate numismatics.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Buy it for 20% over spot. Sell it for 40% below spot. Makes total sense.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember this girl tried to get me into like numismatics, and it was like this monthly like thing, and you pay every month, and they send you numismatics. I'm like, nah, man, it's a hunk of metal. Like,
yeah,
I don't care. Then they got to pick.
Look, I'd rather buy rare Pokemon cards than numismatic gold.
Charizard, right? Baby.
Yeah, it's all about the Charizard. You get a rare Pokemon card. As long as you could flip it before the market collapses, hey, you know what? I'd rather do that. I'd rather buy SpaceX shares.
Oh, fun.
Okay? I'd rather buy SpaceX shares.
We're going to have Dave Collum on Rogue today, and I think the two things we got to talk about at least are going to be, SpaceX, his view on that, because Dave Collum is all about market overvaluation, and we're either going to come back to zero or we're going to float up to communism, or whatever.
I like that.
Yeah,
either go to zero or float to communism.
I mean, I said that. I mean, that's his idea, or at least an idea he talked about. Just that those terminologies were my words. Or it's going to be. He also would, the SpaceX thing. And what was the other one you just talked about? City of London. You didn't talk about that, but we have some audience members of Rogue who want his view on the City of London corporation and kind of their place in things. So join Rogue today. Watch that. It's going to be great. Right now, we're going to hop off to the live lab. And again, it's great to have V on here to give us that view of silver. And it is kind of what you've been saying the whole time, but with the whole world being as crazy as it is, it's always good to hear that what you said a few months ago remains true from our estimation. So V the Gorilla, can you please get us over to the private live lab, sir?
Absolutely. Thank all you guys for listening in. We'll be back tomorrow. Keep it locked and loaded right here, and follow us over. Join the private lab. Get the entire market analysis and see how world events affect markets and how to profit from it and build the algorithms.
Oh yeah, let me just real quick on that. Like, just so you understand, we're sending out like winning trades all week long. We're winning well over 50% of them, and when we win, It's like you're winning way bigger than when you lose. So, I mean, look, I could win 40% of my trades and still be very profitable, right? But we're winning way over 50%. In fact, some weeks I think it's closer to 70 or 80. And now these are not like, hey, this is your trade, you take it. We're not a signal service. But what I do is I share my trades as I'm getting into them. And these are trades that people who, like, if you have a job, if you don't have a bunch of time to sit in front of the computer, it's those kind of trades. It's a trade that I could share at 8 a.m. And if you see it at 12 p.m., it might still be a good trade. So, this is something for you to learn from. We're doing it all day long at Algo Factory. So definitely come check it out. Sorry to run over that on V, but I think people don't understand. For like $99 a month, the kind of market data that we're giving is worth thousands of dollars. The other thing to know is that I'm giving one-on-one trading, and it's unlimited, by the way. We have 2 private one-on-one sessions worth $200 a piece for clients. They cost $400 an hour for non-clients. We're offering 2 as part of your membership with no additional cost. But if you do a one-on-one where I get to put it on YouTube, then we do unlimited. You can do as many of those as you want. My coaching is hundreds of dollars per hour. We're giving it away for a limited time at an unlimited amount, guys. This is what I don't think you understand. If anybody understood the value that we're offering, we would have like 9,000 people sign up in the next 5 minutes. So I would really recommend it, because that's not going to last. As the seats fill, the people who have the current price at $199 a month, they get to keep it. We're going to double the price soon. So if you get in before we double the price, you get to have that, and you get to continue to have your unlimited one-on-one privileges as well. There are some caveats. You have to be doing the work and making progress for those unlimited one-on-ones. I'm not just going to, set up a meeting with you because you feel like it. But if I see that you're doing the work, I will make sure that you're successful. It is in my interest to see that you're successful. And yes, I'm a nice guy, but guess what? If you're successful, we're going to have more people interested. So it's part of a selfish thing. I know I've rambled a lot. It's kind of a sales pitchy day, but I'm telling you right now, we are offering so much for so little. Even at $200 a month, it would be worth it, but it's only $100 a month. It's like, what is that, V? $3 a day?
Yeah, it's cheaper than the price of coffee.
Seriously. So, apologies for the big sales pitch. I'm just letting you know, you guys have to understand the value we're offering. So I'm going to leave it there. Never forget.
Join us or die.
Thanks for watching. Suck.